हेलो फ्रेंड्स, गुड मॉर्निंग। टुडे हम जो टॉपिक लेने वाले हैं वो बहुत ही हमारी प्यारी हॉबी फॉर पेंटिंग्स ऑन कैनवस विथ एक्रिलिक पेंट्स पे लेने वाले हैं। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू ब्रिंग टू योर नोटिस सम कॉमन मिस्टेक्स we make when we are doing acrylic paintings. The first being adding too much water to the acrylic paints. We must, in fact, I recommend do not use water in acrylic paints. You can moisten your brushes, you can moisten your canvas, but never mix water with your acrylic paints. The reason being too much water breaks the molecule of the acrylic paints and they do not remain everlasting and they lose their shine and sheen. So I always recommend using mediums, gloss medium or matte medium. They are the best things that you use with acrylic colors to make them shiny and long lasting. The second mistakes we always do is by mixing muddy colors, by making colors muddy. How do the colors become muddy? When we mix more than 3 colors, they become muddy. First, never mix more than 3 colors. Always limit your making of a new shade to mixing minimum colors to make a particular color that you need. And second is, the color becomes too much muddy when you want to darken it and you put black. I recommend not putting black in any color to darken it. I always recommend using Persian blue or brown, burnt sienna brown to mix to make the color darker. That becomes the second point. Now, what makes the painting go wrong? The next step is using wrong brush. So if you're making flowers or if you're making things with very fine linings and then you use maybe thick brushes, the painting of course will go wrong. I think you should, we will talk about this topic on brushes on another video, but be careful of what brush you're using where. If you're using flowers, please use filbert brush. If you're using maybe scenery, you can use a square brush. And if you're doing outlinings and very fine detailing, use a round brush. These I talk about shapes here. But by hair, the brushes that we should use for acrylic painting, we're going to talk about it in another video. Now another point, why is your acrylic painting not looking of the caliber that you want to look at it? Is that you're not using layers. You just put 1 layer, 2 layer and you want your painting to look beautiful. It will never happen. You always have to use layers. Sometimes there are 5 to 6 and maybe sometimes 7 to 8 layers with very little color, lot of gloss, and you keep on building up layers and then your painting gets the depth that you really want. Another thing that I want to say is not using boldly, not using your colors, not using your brush strokes boldly. For example, if you make something with a shadow, you want the shadow to mingle with the background. That makes the painting look bad. The shadows have to be very bold. They have to be dark. You have to be strong enough to make them bold. And also when you paint a petal, always there should be, or maybe a leaf, there should be 3 shades to it. The top one needs to be the darker one, a lighter one. The lower part of the petal needs to be the darker shade, and the middle part needs to be the shade that you want. Apart from that, separating one petal from the other will always need to have a little bit of darker shade so to separate. Please do not make outlines when you are making high class paintings. So these are some of the things I feel that you need to pay attention to and improve your painting if you are doing these mistakes. Thank you so much. हो गया?